Thank you, Sycamore, for joining us for our Wednesday night devotional time. I know exactly what you're going to do today. I even know exactly what you're going to do tomorrow. You will do what you have to do. You will do what you need to do, or you will do what you want to do. I remember one occasion years ago, I was called for jury duty. I had to be a part of a jury to go to the courthouse and watch a trial and determine someone's fate, whether they're innocent or they're guilty. Not necessarily something I wanted to do, but it was certainly something I felt like I had to do. If you don't answer that call to jury duty, it's up to $1,000 fine and up to 5 days in jail. So it was something I felt like I had to do. On another occasion, when I was going to Baja missions trip, the next day and that night, I was going to my shop out back and stepped on a rusty nail. And I talked to Jennifer, trying to remember when the last time I got a tetanus shot, and we thought it had been over 5 years. So I go to the ER, and I knew better safe than sorry. I need to go get a tetanus shot. It was something I felt like I needed to do. And then on another occasion, I went to Disney World, and I told Jennifer before the trip, I want to go see the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. If we don't do anything else, I want to do that. We were with Sam and Melissa Masters. Their kids were small. Our kids were small. And we got there, and it's been a long day. It was hot. But I said, all right, it's the last day that we're there. And I said, all right, let's go to the treehouse. And they said, we're too tired. We're exhausted. So we didn't go. Fast forward several years later, I told Jennifer, first thing I want to do is go to the treehouse. So we got there, and I got to the treehouse, and I saw a sign that said, closed due to construction. I thought I was going to cry. Well, fast forward several years later, it was our 25th wedding anniversary, and me and Jennifer went by ourselves, and I said, Jennifer, if we don't do anything else, I want to go to the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. So we went, and we weren't too tired, and it was open, and I got to see the treehouse. I loved it as a boy, and I enjoyed that neat experience. It was something that I wanted to do. So what are some things you feel that you have to do? So what are some things you feel like you need to do? And what are some things you simply want to do? When you do things that you have to do or you need to do, it is usually things that you don't want to do. But when you do something that you want to do, it brings you pleasure and enjoyment. It makes you feel good. I enjoy playing golf. I do not enjoy cleaning the gutters out of the house. Spiritually speaking, there is a progression of maturity as you move from what you have to do to what you need to do to what you want to do. What we do each day of our life comes down to really one word, and that's desire. The definition of the word desire is a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen. In Matthew 16:24, Jesus told his disciples, if anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. Now, denying yourself certainly sounds like something that you have to do. Taking up your cross is in the have to category, and maybe following Christ is at minimum something that one feels they need to do. Things we have to do and need to do not have to be pleasurable. Matter of fact, Philippians 1:29, Paul told the church of Philippi, he says, we're not only called to believe in Christ, but also to suffer for his sake. As a Christian, we must know we need to suffer. Jesus did not have a strong desire to go to the cross. Matter of fact, he prayed in the Garden of Gethsemane that this cup could pass from him. But he did say, not my will, but yours be done, Lord. So maybe even Jesus did what had to be done, or at the least what needed to be done. It is not something that he necessarily enjoyed. Or did he? You see, in Hebrews, the 12th chapter, in verse 2, it sheds some light on the subject as it reads, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross. Jesus knew his suffering would bring us salvation, and for that reason, it brought him joy. There is pleasure and enjoyment in doing things we have to do or things we need to do. There is joy in suffering when we know the end result will bring joy. Maybe we don't always enjoy doing physical exercise, but we know how it makes us feel in the end. So that suffering actually brings happiness. Maybe there are times we pick up the Bible to read it because we feel like we have to, and sometimes because we feel like we need to. But we must strive for the right desire, and that's because we want to. Maybe we don't want to rake someone's yard for them, but the need to do it prevails, and in the end, it truly brings us a sense of joy and satisfaction. But even when we find the right motivation for our desires, we must know that we may just need to suffer for Christ's sake. In fact, for mature Christians, suffering will in fact bring joy. One thing is for sure, you will sometimes do the things you have to do. You will sometimes do the things you need to do. But most always, you will do those things you want to do. Make sure you create a strong desire to follow Christ. And when you think about it, the only true disciples are those who want to be one. Hope these thoughts challenge you tonight, and thank you for joining us. Have a blessed day.